Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Try Not to Grin. We are here, not in our new channel, which is up and ready to go. We're going to be moving as soon as Monday hits. Monday, everything this series-wise, us talking about shows, TV shows, anime, things like that. Also some different content that I actually want to make that's kind of specific to just media. Are you guys lost yet? Also, side thing, just because we're embracing the chaos, a new mug, baby. You thought I'd stop collecting them? Please. Okay. But my friends, if you missed the channel update, all that you guys missed was me basically making 2 new channels and starting to filter some of the content that we make so that you can get only what you desire. And having separate channels that lead you guys to what the content that you most desire is essentially what we're going to be, or how we're going to be doing one of those things. That way you can just subscribe to whatever channel you like the content from and only get that type of content with slight deviations maybe every once in a blue moon. But yeah, now granted, what is this channel going to become? This is going to be our streaming channel, which will probably do kind of everything. Unlike other channels, I think our main channel is kind of going to be our kind of conductor slash testing things and doing all those things. We might do a live reacting to memes with you guys. We might do a live whatever. It's predominantly going to be the live stream channel. This series is going to be moved over to our new channel called Share Your Grin. Literally the whole thing, the whole series name just kind of fits with what we're doing with that channel, which that channel is going to specifically be for all things media. It's kind of, that's a catalyst for it, whether it's like talking about TV shows, deep diving on like a plot line within an anime that I thought was really interesting, talking about some nonsense memes, going to certain Reddits, exploring a certain general topic that involves other media besides video games and such. That is where it's going to be. But for the first little bit, it's probably going to be just business as usual, this kind of thing, looking at memes, shit posts, maybe talking about some TV shows and all that stuff. And again, this is only because I wanted to give you guys more choices and more options to filter things. Also, hopefully this benefits from the YouTube beast that is the algorithm that essentially can see when you don't watch a show or watch a video, of mine, and maybe engages with that differently. Granted, if you don't like the content that we're currently covering on those channels, for instance, our Brothers GRINN channel, which is predominantly Wonderlands, then yeah, don't subscribe to that one. That one's gonna stay the kind of FPS looter shooter kind of channel. Just in case I want to cut most of that out, quick TLDR, we have a new channel. That's where this series is gonna be from now on. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. Be careful, like take some time. I want to see if I can make you guys okay with it. Okay, so even if you're like, I'm not sure about it, trust me. At least for a little bit. Okay, give me a couple weeks to make something happen, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, it's early morning, my sinuses are clogged up, but I want to look at some memes with y'all. So here we go. 10-year-old me thinking witches were gross. I mean, the chin loses it for me. The giant, like, schnoz that's pointy, specifically, didn't really mind it. Also, there's plenty of other regardless, booba, right? A 20-year-old me realizing how wrong I was. Well, no, granted, I disagree. You were unattracted to ugly, and now this is pretty. But I will also say, to be beauty's eye of the beholder, maybe some person's like, that fucking long nose, that long schnoz, fucking that would poke your eye out when you're doing, I don't know what's happening. Also, a cheat sheet for depth. Anyways, don't worry about it. I was probably the most fucked up thing. Okay, so first of all, the one to the left is from ReZero. I haven't gotten to that point yet, man. Season 2, right? I haven't gotten to the point where she starts getting creepy. Also, what is it about dudes that, like, the stalker meta, like, granted, you don't get stabbed and, like, murdered, but, like, I feel like a lot of dudes within media, if I gave you the premise of, okay, there's gonna be this girl, she's got like, she's decently pretty, she's got long hair, she's like super fucking weird and like dry heaves when you're around because she just likes you that much and she's got an obsessive disorder, but she doesn't want to stab you or kill you, anything like that. She also is gonna make you food and spit in it and then not tell you about it. I feel like most freaks, freakish men are like, you know what? Love is love. That's fucked, but also at the same time, there's also women who are like, yeah, my boyfriend is a piece of shit, but I could change him, I want to be with him. So maybe it goes both ways. I don't know, man. I just think that shit is hilarious. I noticed that certain people, I think like again, we talked about this beforehand, but the yandere idea, the only thing that people have a problem with is getting stabbed at the end of it. They're like a person being so into you and so invested in you that they want to make you happy, so they're willing to do a lot for you. If people are like, I am okay with this. Maybe it's just because men are constantly like pursuing ideas, so the fact that somebody heavily is invested, heavily and likes you, and also happens to be moderately pretty, it's just a match made in heaven. But men may also just be inherently desperate. And yeah. Anyways, witches. Also, man, to me, even in these shows, the classic disgusting witch was like a beautiful queen. So like, it's not like the witch can't like become gorgeous, you know? So I feel like it's just a stacked deck, but the problem is the witches be cruel and evil in these shows. Whereas what if you had a witch that was just awesome and could like change bodies constantly? Like a fucking, what is that, Pokemon? I don't know. I was a Digimon kid, mostly a Dragon Ball kid. But anyways, seasonal anime, Kokomi, Love is War, Spy X Family looks so sick. It looks so wholesome. I can't wait to just sit there and be like, ooh, because it looks just like the right amount of badass. Also, man, that's such a genre that hasn't been dipped into, is the whole spy aesthetic, really. Not really well. It's always like super edgy and like, oh my god, my love of my life just got stabbed or something horrible. You're like, Jesus, and he's like, I have to leave her. There's some terrible nonsense. Whereas Spy X Family just seems like, hey, we're gonna give you some spy aesthetic with some wholesome ass family bonding, alright? Opposites attract / dysfunctional people dysfunction together, essentially. Love After World Domination. Is that the one that I was talking about recently? That one's also neat. I should stop this because I know most people who don't, watch anime. Oh, also, I didn't see that these were all like some sort of love adjacent type of relationship meta TV shows. Lonely Single Weebs. Granted, no, they're right. No, they're right. They're correct. Okay. It's an unfortunate fate, but it's true. We had a stream recently where we were talking about this. I don't want to go into this too much, but it's like if you guys have ever decoded like a therapist, the reason why you were attracted to certain shows was maybe for a deep sense of wanting to feel like I felt this. I deeply felt like I liked the idea when I was younger to feel unique, and like the whole world was like, you were special, you know what I mean? Like I had that deep proclivity, so I loved like shonen / those kinds of shows, Linkin Park, edge nonsense, but yeah, I don't know. And the same thing can be said for the whole like Spy X, I like shows like Vampire Plus Rosary, Sekirei. I was also getting anime when I was a teen, and all those fucking puberty things happening. Pervert, essentially. But also, there was other like wholesome shows that I really liked, and that was the thing. It's like a lot of those shows people look at as being some sort of degen thing, but for me, I was just a very lonely kid who just liked the like wholesomeness of a person being surrounded by people who cared about him. So it's funny how if you look back at your past thing, you're like, actually, that's why I have a proclivity to like these certain things, is because of the emotional state I was in when I started to get into it. And I think that's interesting. But funny memes. Ha! Sorry. Me seeing someone cosplay my waifu. The guy dressed as a waifu. Weakness is all I'll say. Weakness. Only the weakness on this guy. Yeah, you're hyped into. Well, I'm not sure if this is the precursor of you understanding that a man is wearing feminine clothes, and you're just kind of like, you know what? You look great. You look great. And then him being like, a compliment. I wonder if that's a part of it. I wonder if it's real that there could be a guy who's so emotionally starved for like a compliment or like attention in any positive regard, not any sort of sexualized anything, but just that, who's like, fuck it, I posed with like stupid hair because my female friends got me to do it, and you get a fantastic amount of reinforcement about like, you look so good, and then it just devolves. I feel like I've seen this plot in a type of media. Anyway, how to cure depression. I have no comments. Ara spa. What is that? Sayonara pest. She also does look very bug-like. Is that the point? Is that their meme is like, actually, you miss seeing us? Also, how I can't. How dare you? How dare you? YouTube's getting real fucking pissy with swears. But what do you call it? I've only seen 3 clips of the Spy X Family little tiny kid who's just the best. And I've seen a lot of Paimon, alright? It's not even close. This little cute girl can read minds is amazing, alright? Paimon's fucking, what is Paimon? She's nothing. She's just a catalyst for a fucking main character, and she's basically not even giving attention to who she is. It's like a simultaneously where a character could not be so devolved of character, but also be representing another character. Gah! Sorry. a lot happened there, a lot of feelings, alright? Would you rather be Marine's friend or Kokomi's friend? The hardest choice I'd ever make. I don't really know. I haven't seen Marine, although I will say Kokomi can't communicate. As much as I love the show as a whole, that lady hasn't, I didn't like the way she didn't stick up for the one guy necessarily. There was a scene in that show where the one stalker girl literally kidnaps the friend. She does a whole bunch of shit. She just goes on like a rampage talking shit constantly about how terrible the one guy is and how boring he is and it's the worst. And then I think she's just like, the end of it and all culminates in her being like, I choose who my friends are. Yeah. And then walks away. Which granted, she has a social anxiety, so I understand like for her to be like, I don't know, for me, even if you had social anxiety for you to be like, I will not allow you talking to the people I care about like that. That's not acceptable in the slightest, and walking out. But that never happened. Granted, that kind of happened at the end, where she's just like, I'm sorry you got in trouble for being my friend, but it wasn't like a person who stood up for you in the place of someone just shitting on you relentlessly. Which I feel like it's a good trait, and I haven't seen Marine though, so maybe she's not like that either. But that's one point where Kokomi took a little bit of a knee from me. Got taken down a notch, alright? And granted, she could come back. She's like lovely, good friend, probably has a bunch of shit that she's dealing with that probably is a harder hurdle to jump through than anything else. Sure. I like characters, and I like story, and I'll talk about them like the real because it's funner that way. Okay? Do not talk to me about, you're talking about fucking anime people. I know, but it's the story and what the characters represent. You fuck. Sorry. Again. Also, Lone Syndicate. Yeah, our resident anime man. Me looking at the F my friend got for the math homework I saw. Both a monkey. Both stupid. Oh, it's so funny, dude. Holy shit. I love that. your friend just like that monkey's face is such a good representation for your friend being like, I can't nothing, man. In hindsight, I shouldn't have asked you to do it, but also, fuck. You know what I mean? And then for you to be like, what? I feel like I let you down, but also, damn it. Damn it. Too good. What is this? See, I don't know. I feel like this to me is the apex of douchery. Because this little brother man is clearly not trying to actually like throat punch him. He's like clearly just roughhousing, and then someone just says, I'm gonna be a badass. And even though you're not hurting me or like significantly holding back, out of nowhere, I am going to instantly go to 100 and smash your skull against thing, which is probably just a fucking meme. It's probably not reality. But I've had moments like this where a person is like genuinely like roughhousing and playing soft, and then the guy's like, I want to feel strong. I'm gonna hit you at full fucking volume. And normally within real life, what happens is as soon as you out of nowhere go to 100, the person who's equal to your size goes to 100. And then you're like, yikes. We should probably not just out of nowhere go to 100. But granted, this is a little brother, which makes me even, or a tinier person, makes me even more blech. Anyways, me overanalyzing things, but that's my feel of it. It's not fair when someone is like genuinely holding back, and then you're like, I'm just gonna fuck up this person for no reason. It's like, to me, I'd be like, I'm gonna get a fucking pillowcase, fill it with some soap or some other thing that's hard but not too hard, and then just start fucking beating the shit out of you out of nowhere, going straight to 100. Also, that's the thing, man. A lot of big brothers rule by domination of like, I can be better than you, but I wonder what would happen if a little brother was just like, fuck it, and just did that whilst you were asleep and just started hitting the shit out of you. Like, you wanna fuck with me, bitch? And then you'd probably get your head kicked in, but at least your brother kept doing that. I doubt I doubt you'd have a good relationship with your brothers. Also, you probably, you know, brother would be like, I'm gonna stay away from this psychotic little man.
Never give up on your dreams. Just keep sleeping.
So it's like, hey, you know, don't give up on hope, but also, just don't do it. Just don't even make an effort, frankly. Ugh. All the people who can wake up just feeling like 100% going, I don't even know what you're on, dude. Granted, I exercise for far too long and shit, so maybe you know, waking up like your whole body's in agony every single day is, you know, not great for the feeling of like, I'm ready to exist, instead of going like, oh my god. Oh, this is a whole ass book. Let's get into it. Sitting at a bar, feeling someone tap my shoulder, turn around and see the guy standing there with this weird smile on his face. He says, hey, got the time? But he is also laughing as he asks. I say, sure, and pull out my pocket watch. As soon as I pull out my pocket watch, the guy bolts out, laughing, along with a large table nearby full of people laughing and looking at me. Is it because you have a fucking pocket watch? Who has that? Before I can even check the time, the guy walked away to the laughing table and loudly said, I told you it was a fucking pocket watch chain. One of the girls at the table says, who the fuck? But laughs so hard she cannot speak. I look around and see that there are other people in the place looking at me, and some are laughing too, putting my pocket watch away and trying to go back to my drink. What is wrong with a pocket watch? I feel like, nothing. First of all, sir, what you gotta do is you gotta laugh and just like fucking run it. Just run it. Okay, be like, and just scream the time and be like, and then close your pocket watch, keep drinking your drink, and just live your best life. All right, these people can laugh at you for a myriad of things. If you were wearing a baseball cap and you wore it backwards, and people were like, "Fucking what an idiot," or something, or four eyes, or something. Would you do that? I mean, granted, it's not a problem, but simultaneously, why? Also, why? Granted, I have met people who wear pocket watches. It's usually like an heirloom from their grandpa that they cared about a lot. And yeah, granted, it's a little odd, you know. I feel like a lot of things are not that you are somehow weird for liking things. It's just that your environment is not used to those things being in their presence. You know, I feel like a lot of people are quick to say that somebody is, you know, homophobic or some sort of excess phobia, like a phobia of a person or a thing. When in the reality, I don't know if it's entirely that. It's just that they're not used to having, or they don't have any experience to do to understand that. So therefore, they don't understand it. So then the only thing that they can kind of do to kind of remain, have some sort of control, is laugh or judge it. And I feel like what you do after they do that is the thing that determines whether their judgment was correct or false. Granted, you're sitting there being like, I got a cool pocket watch, fucking let's go, you know? Granted, it's also nuts if somebody has a fucking watch but then always carries their phone. So it's not like we're not living in insanity already, you know what I mean? Also, just as I think, I feel like the pocket watch thing is kind of adjacent to the fedora man, so, you know, just kind of like some baggage on that. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you go check out the new channel. God, I hope I cut down the intro of this because it was a lot of just reciting what we already talked about in a whole other video. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, that is where all of this content will be from now on, except I'll upload one more video of this to this channel. Maybe this comes out actually, or the next video will come up probably on Monday itself. Granted, maybe not. Who knows? Regardless, when Monday starts, all of this content is going to go onto the new channel, Share Your Grin. We're going to be talking about anime, TV shows, media, Reddits, all the things that encompass just media at large, stuff that's not akin to gaming, so it's not akin to streaming. Granted, streaming will do some like just hangouts while you look at memes because it's fun. I like hanging out with you guys. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys go check out the new channel. Thank you kindly as always, and goodbye, my friends.